That's what
Everybody in the media is a problem. Everybody's in the media. The media is not helping. The media is. So what does the media can do?
I mean, I was in secondary school. I moved from a general art class to a visual art class. People are making clothes. I see billboards, brands. That is where I want to see myself. So what do I do? Save occupations or the save jobs. So obviously, I'm sure my parents at that point in time also would have wanted me to become a doctor, a lawyer, which was what's popular with a lot of parents as the safest jobs.
Incredible. Please, if I give you my stuff to wear, without you knowing me, are you sure you wear them and do a dance for me?
I mean, the family where I come from, we had lawyers, we had lecturers.
Awesome. I know there are families where they will say, you made us waste all the money, take me through the university and you want to dance.
Posting my videos on social media, first, I wanted to show people how beautiful Ghana is.
Every detail is on point. I make sure everything I put out is compared to none.
Does he think Nigerian artists are being better songs, better music like this?
That's Zongo, the Zongo community. Like when you say you are a fashion designer or like they see you to be like a tailor, a near tailor, Disney. And when you talk about music in the Zongo community, say no.
Please, a round of applause for Mr. Ofoye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, NY. Good evening or good afternoon once again. Oh, good afternoon. I'm told you have some temptating, and I'm not feeling the energy. Yeah, but we are pretty much excited to be here. As the moderator said, this session is part of the bringing to life the Black Shines Brightest campaign. And the truth is that the essence and the core of the campaign is about partnering with creatives to tell the progressive narrative of Africa. And we are mindful that within the context of Ghana, when it comes to the creative industry, sometimes from an outsider looking on what is happening, it feels like everybody is on his own and God for us all. But within all this, there are a couple of people who have been able to make it work for them, whether it is in artist management like Britton, my brother here, whether it is Albright, the gentleman, or incredible Ziggy. Some people have been able to find a way to work. So we felt that as later tonight, we'll be celebrating all this art and culture and bringing it to life in Kumasi. Let us have, a deep end conversation, inviting all these brilliant minds within the culture and the creative space to also interact with their colleagues here. On a normal day, maybe you might not catch them, but you brought all of them here for you. So my expectation is that you make the conversation lively, ask all the questions, build the relationship, take the contact. I want to hear for some few years coming that, the session you guys had here opened up a door because it gave me an opportunity to start building relationships that have helped my career as a young artist. Okay, so it is about spending time with the brilliant minds behind our artistic industry, for want of a better expression. And we want this session to be very lively. So I'll be sitting at the back there, also learning as much as I can. And I will encourage you that let us keep the conversations going, and then tonight we'll crown it just outside the lawn here. Thank you very much for coming. Cheers.
Oh, you could do better, guys. Are we tired already? Listen, this is going to be a very interactive session. We are all in the creative art space, and I know creative art, Sadiq Abu. Please, a round of applause for him to tell us why they decided to join Guinness in putting up this particular campaign. Please, a round of applause, please.
Film and all of that has always had a home here. And so Kumasi obviously serves as one of the biggest hubs for creative economy in general. So we're here, about to begin. It will be an interactive session like NY said. we're looking to have a lot more discussion and touch on most of the key issues that affect the creative economy or the creative community. And we'll expect a lot of questions from you as well, so we can discuss it. And so we're glad to be here. Obviously, from here, there are other cities that we'll go to, but yes, we're in Kumasi. So let's begin this. Thank you.
You're coming. Earlier I heard Mr. Roland actually join us here speak. We have our guests or our speakers. I'll be introducing them very soon. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our media guys who are here. Thank you very much for coming. The media guys, we have artists, managers, talents, we have dancers, we have, I saw Don LV here. Yes, okay. Thank you very much for coming. He's an amazing talent here in Kumasi. We have former, should I say students? I mean, they are into the fashion world. They are with Joyce Abebio Institute. They are also here as well. Can I see them? Where are they? Amazing. Yes, I'll be introducing them one after the other. They are amazing people, and I'm sure they'll have a very good catch up with our brand here because they find themselves in the same line. So I want to find out from you first. Obviously, you have expectations, and I'd like to hear from you what your expectations are. Can I get another microphone so that we find out what the expectations are?
Good afternoon once again. Yeah.
Yes.
As I was coming, I thought I would meet some great people here. Then we will meet up, and as the manager said, we get linked up. So in the near future, we know what goes on.
I can see you want to see your artists get to the Grammys already. So you have all the collaborations here
Exactly.
to do that. All right, thank you very much. Let me speak to Ike. Okay, so you as a media house, I mean, what are you going to put in today? Obviously, you're going to share ideas with them,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So what should they be expecting from you? I mean, after building the connect and all that.
I mean, we might play the music more if it's good enough.
Okay.
But then ultimately, yes, we've always been available for them to come to us as and when. So whilst we meet here, I think we would build a stronger bond with them and then do better than we're already doing.
Awesome. I've seen Russia, you know, they come to you, they complain, they cry, they do all that, their challenges. What are your expectations today at the end of this gathering? What do you expect to achieve? Like, what do you want to get?
Anyway, it's just one simple thing. Everybody seems to think the media is a problem of this industry. So I want to find out why. That's this thing.
That's what
Everybody thinks the media is a problem. Everybody's blaming the media. The media is not helping. The media is. So what does the media do? We are here to find out.
Okay, interesting. All right, so thank you very much. It's Brightest. And for us to go on with that, I'd like to first and foremost invite one of our major personalities for this occasion. Now, Baba Sadiq Abdullahi Abu. He is a media and entertainment professional, having worked his way up in the Ghanaian and African media and entertainment space within the last 16 years, working variously as a media and communications executive, showrunner, TV executive producer, and an entrepreneur. Sadiq is currently the founder, managing director, or should I say CEO, of 3Media Networks Limited, operators of media TV brand 3Music, as well as the executive producer of the annual 3Music Awards, the 3Music Awards Women's Brunch, the 3Music Fun Festival. Sadiq is also a founder of the Wilderland Festival. Now, prior to this role, Sadiq was the country director of Africa's #1 music streaming service, Boomplay in Ghana, leading the setting up of the music streaming service office in Ghana, building a team and helping it acquire nearly 7 million users in Ghana, as well as content from every relevant Ghanaian and African talent. Sadiq also previously worked for the Modern Times Group, MTG Africa, as Vasat One Ghana's head of programs and own productions executive producer, where he led the team to win 18 various awards within a year and a half period. At MTG Africa, Sadiq also was responsible for the Pan-African music channel Trace TV's operations in Ghana and led the launch of Airtel Trace Music Star reality show in Ghana. Sadiq is also the co-founder of Muse Africa, a millennial targeted music, lifestyle, and entertainment brand, where he served as the founding CEO of the brand firm from 2015 to 2018. At Muse Africa, Sadiq also led the active citizenship campaign as Muse Participate in partnership with global non-governmental advocacy group Oxfam International. In the past, Sadiq has worked on various projects for Vacom International, that's Viacom International Networks Africa, MTV Base, and Rockstar 4000, where he worked on the famed 1-8 project featuring R. Kelly and 8 other African talents, working closely with organizations West African Directorate to curate the experience and lead the launch activities in Burkina Faso, Chad, and Niger for Airtel. Sadiq also worked as an associate producer in charge of talents and event for the Vodafone O2O live music concert from its inception. As a talent manager, Sadiq worked with award-winning Ghanaian dancehall artist Kaki and the hip life group 4x4. Sadiq continues to impact the Ghanaian music and entertainment industry via his regular media appearance in Panditry, aside many other speaking and moderator opportunities in the industry. He is a thought leader and resident panelist on Joy FM's entertainment flagship show, Showbiz A to Z, every Saturday afternoon. Sadiq is also a politician, a member of the NDC, and served as the party's spokesperson on tourism, arts, and culture in the 2020 elections campaign. With a degree in Marketing Communication Studies from the African University College of Communications, Sadiq is currently pursuing a postgraduate LLB education in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have Sadiq. A round of applause for him. Oh, you could do better. I mean, I didn't read all these just to have that 3 seconds applause. No, you could do better. Thank you very much. Next is another amazing talent, Michael Amofa. Popularly known as Incredible Ziggy, he hails from the eastern region of Ghana and was born on the 17th of October, so his birthday is just some 2 days away. Now, Michael began dancing professionally in 2003 and on the streets of Accra. His career began with the help of his brother, who gave him the opportunity to travel and participate in dance workshops. He is credited to have created the Pilolo and Coupe dance steps as elements in Afrobeat, or should we say Azonto. Musicians such as Janet Jackson have infused these dance steps in their choreography and have performed them on tour and in their videos. The Coupe dance was also featured on the NBA 2K20 by the game developers Visual Concepts. Michael is noted for his viral dance challenges on social media. Incredible Ziggy is one of the main pillars that have highly influenced the youth positively through dance in Ghana. Incredible Ziggy has been in the spotlight and worked with top-notch African musicians and record labels such as Marvin Records, Stoneboy, Shatawale, Kwame Eugene, Mr. Drew, P-Square, Davido, Puerto Rican, Mr. Easy, and a plethora of others. Ziggy has achieved quite a lot in his career as a dancer. He is the first Ghanaian dance artist to ever get featured on several articles, including the famous Global Grind twice, booked in other countries such as Nigeria, Rwanda, Russia, and UK respectively. His craft has actually attracted multinational brands such as Guinness, which he is the Ghanaian face of the newly launched campaign Black Shines Brightest. In telling the Black story, Ziggy is partnering with Guinness to work and reveal the real culture makers from across the continent who demonstrate how Black shines brightest in a range of different ways. These individuals will create moments, events, and content to be enjoyed by the public. Incredible Ziggy has also worked with top-notch brands such as Spotify and Within. His purpose is to inspire the youth through dance. Ziggy believes with a positive mindset, you can do and achieve anything. Ladies and gentlemen, Incredible Ziggy. A round of applause for him as he joins us on stage. Please keep on doing it till he takes his seat. Yes, keep on doing it. You want to do some? Hey, that's right. Thank you very much. All right. So we are all looking amazing here. Obviously, somebody did that. Somebody sat behind the machine and said, listen, let me design it in a way that you will look good and you look fit. And so it's time for us to get into the fashion world. Oheniba Yaubuama, he actually graduated from the same school I did. Born Oheniba Yaubuama, he is a product of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. That's a College of Arts where he studied industrial art and majored in fashion and textiles. He designs African prints and produces tailor function clothes for all occasions under the brand Albright the Gentleman. Albright the Gentleman men's wear is associated with unique looks, quality craftsmanship, targeting people with love for African culture and good taste. He worked as a designer for Textile Ghana Limited, that's GTP, and Ghana Textiles Manufacturing Company, GTMC, and currently a freelance textile print designer, working with both local and international print companies such as Rati and Vlesco. He has his credit designs such as Ghana 50 Anniversary Cloth, Kwame Nkrumah Celebration Cloth, countless organizations, and transformed senior high school designs from then SSS to SHS. True to his pioneer spirit, Albright consistently breaks new ground, combining design, film, and fashion. He has designed works for the Office of the President of Ghana, scripted and produced advertising mobile phone campaign series for Techno Mobile Zone, and clad uncountable celebrities from fashion, sports, film, music, and academia across the world. His aim of promoting and telling the African story through fashion has seen him work with brands such as Samsung, Mazda, GTP, Vlesco, Toyota, UNHR, CR, Techno, Infinix, and showcased in several countries such as France, Italy, Netherlands, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and Togo. His creative ideas has produced 15 different fashion collections and counting, and won him awards such as Fashion Icons Next Rated Designer of the Year, Glade Style Awards Designer of the Year, Afromat Designer of the Year, Exclusive Men of the Year Africa Fashion Designer of the Year, and the Man Awards Nigeria Designer of the Year International. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Albright here, the gentleman. Please keep on going until he takes his seat. And an incredible Ziggy would have done a dance move with that, right? Yes, interesting. All right, so last but not the least, George Mensa Britton. He is an award-winning media personality, talent manager, entertainment pundit, and brand creative serial entrepreneur. In his early years, George Britton spearheaded and founded the startup of GB Interactive, and after his successful leadership as brand manager for both GhanaMusic.com and MyPromo. As a sought-after creative leader, George successfully launched his own brand and brainchild, GB Interactive Limited, a multidisciplinary media and marketing solutions company who remains to date one of Africa's leading content and integrated marketing brands to serve the continent. Soon after GB Interactive Limited's success on the market, George Britton launched the brand's subsidiaries as he continued to revolutionize Ghana's online journalism as one of the country's first online journalists to launch the country's media presence into the 21st century. Now, with a passion for all things Africa, George Britton continued to elevate his brand GB Interactive with the launch of GB Africa, a multifaceted online branding and media company, Wave Africa, a youth marketing activation agency brand which facilitates youth interactions and campus events, and GB Records, a talent management company whose client base includes some of Africa's award-winning musical artists such as Neil Ante, Akolada, Keche, and Kamido. In 2016, George Britton pioneered the I Support 80% Ghana Music on our Airwaves campaign. It was George's aim at this time to help elevate the structure the Ghanaian music industry to champion more Ghanaian music on radio by enforcing 80% of local music content to be present on Ghanaian airwaves, which in the turn led to Ghana's National Music Union of Musicians, that's Musica, to join forces and partner with George for the success of the campaign and to propel Ghana music across the country, which remains the structure of Ghanaian music streaming platforms to date. In addition to George Britton's sequence of successes for the continent through the years, he continues to lead and successfully launch brand marketing campaign projects for multinational companies such as Rand Air, Mahu, Kasaperko, Tigo, Verna Water, Ghana Music Awards, My Bet, Foresight TV Music Video Awards, Infinix Mobile, and LG Mobile, to name just a few, whilst remaining a contributing board member of Foresight TV Music Video Awards, 3Music Awards. Amidst his busy schedule, George somehow finds time to remain grounded as he keeps his finger on the pulse as an astute sought-after TV and radio pundit across Africa, for channels including Channel O in South Africa, Star FM in Sierra Leone, Ghana's TV3, GH1, Metro TV, Joy Prime, and UTV. After several awards and rousing contracts with conglomerate brands, George still remains respectful to his vision and humble to his love for Africa as he constantly thrives for greatness within his peers and the world at large to hero Africa in every venture. For those of you who are friends with him on Facebook, you might see him post all the time, say a prayer and make a move. Ladies and gentlemen, George Britton. A round of applause for George. Okay, So, thank you very much. Is that an ambulance or that's just us? Okay, so I'd like to take a seat as we start our conversations. The very reason why we are gathered here today.
For me, I would say I knew I wanted to be in the fashion industry. I didn't just start off barriers at a tender age. My auntie was a seamstress then. When you were a kid, you are probably forced to do certain things like stiffing, even though you want to go and play soccer or something. But you are forced to do certain chores that you see not to be something that you're interested in. But as time goes on, you develop the love for it. So one thing led to the other. I realized that, okay, I can do this. And my career path regarding to course I studied proved that, okay, I can excel in this particular field. Even though at times parents, they will like you to probably tone a way that they think is best for you. You know, probably when you are studying in science, they think, okay, why don't you go and do medicine? Why don't you go and do this? For me, I was in secondary school. I moved from a general art class to a visual art class. And then it was more like, when you're in a visual art class, excuse me to say, you're not that inclined.
Serious, yeah.
Good. That is what mostly happens. So you find out that people mostly in visual art class are not that level-headed. So me being in a class like that, trust me, I just keep always being on top. But I realized, okay, I want to go ahead. I want to see myself, okay, I look through magazines, I see people who are making clothes, I see billboards of brands, and that is what I want to see myself. So what do I do? Then, okay, you have to study, get to university, get knowledge on what you really want to do. Then I sit up, secondary school, let me try and take it serious so that I can extend probably what I'm studying as a visual artist, go ahead to actually attain where I want to see myself. The magazines I see, the runway shows, the bow down, I want to see all those things. Okay, let me try and do what I can do to get it. So then they develop love to working more towards it to get that side.
So obviously you had an idea what, you know, I was born in a Ija Zongo, and they'll tell you that the Zongo is there, you know how it is. That was a certain mindset. They thought that people from there could never succeed. You grew up from your come up. Did you also have the same idea, or for you it was just about playing football on the field and all that? How did this stuff for you?
Well, I mean, growing up, ending up in the creative industry wasn't something that I came across my mind. I mean, like you said, I mean, for a lot of us growing up in Zongo, it was just the usual, I mean, getting around, happy-go-lucky kids, enjoying our play. And at home, I mean, obviously for a lot of Zongo venues or so locations, the parents in those areas would like their kids to come out to do what they would consider the safe occupations or the safe jobs. So obviously, I'm sure my parents at that point in time also would have wanted me to become a doctor, a lawyer, which was what's popular with a lot of parents as the safest jobs, you know. But along the line, I think at the very early age, I developed an interest in the media. I was a keen observer of the media industry. I listened a lot to radio, watched a lot of TV, and then read about everything because my dad was a habitual newspaper reader. So he bought everything. He bought the daily graphics and everything. So I think that whilst reading these things and following the media, I may have developed an interest one way or the other. You know, it wasn't up until I got into secondary school that's when I probably began to gravitate more towards the arts. You know, getting involved in all the arts related or music related events on campus, ending up with the entertainment committee, and you know, and so I think it was at that point where it began to dawn on me that this looks like an industry where I need thriving.
Interesting. Let me get to Incredible Ziggy. I mean, if you're a kid and you know how to dance, one of the things that your parents will be actually interested in is perhaps dancing when you go to a wedding. They say, "Oh, that's my son. That's my son." Apart from that, if you say you want to take that as a profession, like it's not going to happen. Was that the same story for you?
Yeah, very true. Very true. I mean, the family where I come from, we had lawyers, we had lecturers, we had doctors. They're all book club. Everybody's head is good. So even myself, I wanted to be an architect. But then on the way, I developed interest for dance. I realized that's where I'm able to express myself more effortlessly and have so much passion doing it. So I went to school, I
completed school, went to Ghana Telecom University, completed, but then still, dance is what makes me feel good about myself. I mean, it's the expression of my feelings through the movement of my body. So making a career out of it, I felt that was it for me.
Awesome. I know there are families where they will say, you made us waste all the money, take you through the university, and you want to dance. I mean, there's a certain mindset too.
I was getting that all the time.
I'm pretty sure you still get it now.
No, now they've accepted. I mean, my dad can call me video call. Oh, no, that's my son. Yeah, he was in this video. I mean, it wasn't like that. First, they'll discourage you. Dance wouldn't take you anywhere. You're a kubolo, you're a rascal, you're being aimless. Mention names of people who have really made it with dance. And it was really difficult for me. So I decided to be one of the people who will make change.
Awesome. And here we are, and we are happy to see you. I mean, you share this particular story. You know, I have a similar story. I remember after my cousin, Kojan Kutubwate, who's with City FM, I remember when I was about graduating from Essence, Kumasi Academy, I heard him on radio. That time, I think there was this song from 4x4, Dofita or something. I was playing on his show. I'm like, this thing is doing, I can do it. I mean, so after school, I told my dad that I wanted to do it. Having this radio course class kind of thing, so I told my dad I want to go. He's like, nah, you're so bad lawyer and radio, you know, he actually almost canceled me, I mean, for that. But today, there are times he will call me and say, oh, drive away to OTO. You know, he just want me to give a shout so that he feels proud. And that's how it is today. Let me get to you, George. They've all told the stories of how it started for them. For some of them, they did what they wanted to do. How did your story start?
So this is how it started. I have a graphic designing background. So we had a company back then that we used to do a lot of creative stuff. Until one day I met Big Ben and he asked me to design something for Daddy Lumba. That was somewhere around 2004. Yeah, that was somewhere around 2004. And that was when I first met Daddy Lumba. And the feeling was, it was crazy seeing Daddy Lumba. I mean, somebody that prepared the songs all this while. And the passion was there, but I was still not into the music scene until 2005 in my neighborhood, Tesano, in Accra, where Mr. Nia Bemensa set up a company called Me Promo, where we run GhanaMusic.com. I was very difficult then because internet was so scarce. In my neighborhood, we had an internet cafe, but it would take you about 30 minutes for Yahoo.com to open. So most of the works were being done at busy internet. We were struggling because people then didn't understand what internet was. Okay, even if they did, it wasn't something that they really wanted to, deal with because traditional media was huge then. It's still huge now. So we did most of our jobs at busy internet, and we kept growing till I remember we had a call from Bradford one time, somewhere around 2008. No, 7 thereabouts, saying that, hey, he had a call from America, and some people said they saw him on GhanaMusic.com. So, it felt good, and it also made us feel good that, okay, finally we are getting recognition. We were present at every event then. We were just the only media space that was online, especially for music. So, it took us a while to grow into the faces. I mean, I used to see Sadiq back then. He was John Jermaine's, small boy. So, we were just going, so we're just going back and forth with this internet, believing that one day internet was going to be, available everywhere like it is now. I can remember when Biggest started, he called and said, okay, so they want to set up a website, they like what we are doing, they want to jump on. Biggest started, they called us. Ghana Motion, he was based in America, he also started, and he said, I was excited to see all these young guys, believing in the internet space. Back then, there was only one person, loading all the videos on YouTube, especially when the Azonto era came. There was a guy called Kwame Joe, because then at GhanaMusic.com, we were managing a lot of YouTubes for artists. I mean, when the artists were beginning to understand. I quite remember when we were signing Rough and Smooth, they still didn't understand that, you could make money from YouTube. So we were struck then. So about 2 years, we were able to load videos. So Kwame Joe had the opportunity of loading a lot more videos because the artists then didn't understand monetizing videos on YouTube and all these platforms. So we keep going back and forth. And today here we are. I mean, GhPage is collecting all the numbers. I mean, anywhere in the world. I was telling him yesterday, I was watching one of his interviews. I feel so excited to see, the internet that we actually started. See the likes of Felix and all these guys, making something good out of it. It's amazing, and I'm happy.
That's quite a journey here. I remember back then when I was at Focus FM, anytime I wrote an article, I'll send it to me at Albright to publish on GhanaMusic.com. We've come a long way, and it's worth celebrating. Now let me get back to our brand here. So you actually knew the journey from the beginning. Obviously, you went to school and you did that. You decided to actually follow fashion and from the blogs, from the magazines you were reading and all that. Did it really hit you? Did it really click you that, listen, I can do this and do it best? Or for you, it was just about trying it because perhaps you had a background where your mom was doing it?
Okay, so the journey wasn't smooth. I wouldn't say, even though I wanted to, it didn't just get there. I did other things alongside. As you rightly read, I did some things, but I was also doing graphics then. Then I used to work with Ziggy. So
you were a dancer too?
No, graphics. I was doing graphics. I wasn't
dancing. Okay, I mean, when you mentioned Ziggy, that's top of mind.
No. So I was also doing graphics. I did a lot of graphic works. That's how I work with the president, also the president, and I did event too. I think I also did a little bit of film. Then Sadiq was probably with Varsat. Then I did some series in there. So it was in between then. Because I studied fashion and I did textile, I just went back to it. When I realized, okay, it is catching on now. You can probably do things and go global. Anywhere you find yourself, you can probably do it and you still make it. That is where the turning point came in. So from then, I did my service at GTP. I started working there. Then a love for prints caught on. I told myself, okay, this print I'm designing, what can I make from it? It shouldn't just be designing. What can I make from it? And I realized the minimal usage of print when it comes to men's wear. That is where the love for making my own clothes came in. Everything our people love it. You go to events, when we look special, people, oh, it's nice. Then I put my own collections, my own outfit together. Did a shoot because of the film and the artistic graphic background. I did a shoot and the cut on one thing led to the other, and this is where we are now.
And this is where we are now. You've grown, I mean, almost all the celebrities. You have foreign stars also wearing your outfit and all that. How did that happen? Is it because you perhaps were out there, you got known and all that? How did that start?
Yes, I would say with getting out there, social media played a role. From the little corner I found myself working, I started getting calls outside. International calls from South Africa, from Milan, just kind of getting to see social media. And as I said, my background being doing graphics, I'm an artist person. I don't just do clothes. I'm an artist. That's how I see myself. So I tell stories. Everything I do there has to be a story to it. So every collection that I create, I have names. I have a collection called Ayi is an all-white collection. So Ayi tags on praise. So if I'm probably getting a runway for Ayi collection, you're going to see how things happen probably when you're in church. That is how the runway is going to be like. I have collections called checkables. I have collections called the heritage. The heritage is solely Kente. So I touch on different facets of, let's say, Ghana. The northern region styles come in, the Ghans, everything, bit. I think that story, the heritage story, caught on. Then I had a call from SA, wanted to showcase what you're doing in Ghana. Then the media, because it's something new, they're not used to it. It caught on, fashion show, a lot of media picking it from different countries. Then you start getting invites. Now, your country knows, okay, this is what is going outside from our country. How do we get on? And from the identity that I created from the brand, now people want to associate themselves with our thing. That's where the artists are coming in. So from musicians, politicians, public figures, everybody wants to probably rep the brand that they know is going beyond the shots.
So it means that, for you to actually, there are points where people will believe in you before you get there. But for you, for instance, you had to actually get there now. People realize that the brand was growing and something they want to associate with, they started running to you.
Sure.
Let me find out from Sadiq. Your journey obviously also didn't start with you knowing you for 3Music Awards, which people compare to the BETs and all that. You've had your own struggles. What was the breaking point for you? What was that turning point for you when everybody realized that, oh, that's Sadiq. He's behind that. He's behind that.
Well, I don't know whether there's been a turning point yet, but because we keep working at it. But I think that there were different points where I got some public recognitions. I think prior to becoming a programs director at Viasat One, when we did 30 minutes and I hosted it as well, I got some bit of public recognition there. And then when I worked at Kaki as well, there was some public recognition there as well. Then Viasat One, I mean, we're doing well. We're attracting all the ratings and earning all the awards and all of those things. And so it began to go up a bit. I would say the Viasat point was when the public recognition started to, go up. I think it was at that point where everybody that had known me, this is something that was the end. I had the opportunity to start out in the industry very early. It was just about 19 years. Like George mentioned, when I started, I was John Jermaine's assistant. I was just John Jermaine's guy.
He prefers to call you John Jermaine's boy.
Yes, I like that as well. In fact, because I was John Jermaine's boy. John's boy, and the idea was that I was a guy that I was more or less like his errand boy.
Was it that time he had that blog?
2004, and then he used to take me to Metro TV. So it was on Metro TV because we spent more time on Metro TV, and so I used that opportunity to understand and get to know exactly what was happening at Metro TV. Spoke a lot more to the experienced directors and producers, and so with time I learned how to script, how to produce, and how to basically put together a show. And so with time I became a production assistant on all the shows that John was on: Smash TV, Allo To Go, initially Allo Buzz, and then it kept on going on and on and on. Interestingly, I spent close to about 2.5 years without getting paid at Metro TV, but just understanding and learning on the job was exciting for me. And as a young person, knowing that I was part of the shows, because after and in those days, it wasn't like now where we have like more smart cameras and all of that. We used to use the I don't know if anybody here knows the DV tape. Yeah, so then when we produce the content, I take the DV tape. Our production wing at Metro TV was at the different parts of Accra in airports. I'll take it there. Then we capture. You have to capture what's on the DV tape. You spend hours capturing it. They used to the editors and even then, when you are done with something, rendering would take like a whole day. So it was at that point that I started to learn on the work and all of those things. And when I left Metro TV and was going back to school, then I met Steve.
The problem child.
Yeah. So together with Steve in 2007, we came together. Steve had also just come out of OM Studios and had started out on his own with Sunday Multimedia. So we came together and we started working on 30 minutes. It was our own content that we wanted to put on TV. And so at 30 minutes, we worked it out, produced the show, did the usual sponsorship rounds. And I remember a particular advice Makokoko Manti gave me at that time. There was a lot of struggles really getting some of the sponsorship then and everything. He told me that, Charlie guy, relax. Contemporaries work. You will always get to that point where all your contemporaries will be in the right places, and some of those conversations will be easier to have. And obviously, I'm seeing that today.
You're uploading your content online. That was perhaps when you had that break. What was the motive? Was it because you saw the power of the internet at that time, or for you, it was the fact that you wanted people to see what you do? Obviously, you weren't making money when you started this.
Okay, so I love doing it. This is something I always love doing. So posting my videos on social media, first I wanted to show people how beautiful Ghana is, because this is where I am. So I need to post to show places where people, when they come down, they know, oh, I saw this place in Ziggy's video. And also social media, the power. I found out that social media is the place we can put our works, and for us to go global, even staying home, So
I started posting videos, posting when Instagram came in. I posted Facebook. I was posting, telling people, tag 3 friends, tag 3 friends. That was it for me because nobody was supporting me. So when I was very known on the streets. I wasn't getting any money. But then when I started posting on social media, I felt that people love what I'm doing. And my people here in Ghana, they weren't really respecting what I was doing, like the outsiders. So I was like, oh, then let me keep posting because that's what helped me. And truly, my first gig came with from social media. Patoranken saw my video. I posted a video to his song Available. And then he called me to come all the way to Nigeria. He flew me, bought tickets, 5-star hotel.
Was that your first time flying?
My first time flying out of Accra, Ghana.
How did it feel actually?
It was great because so many dancers on the internet, and I was part of the people who qualified to come to Nigeria to shoot the video. That was my first flight out of Accra, Ghana. And then when I went, I came back, and through my videos, my Russia gig came through. I was able to be booked to Russia to go teach dance. And I felt then there's power in this social media. Then I'm not joking at all. So from that time, I kept posting every day. I'll be posting every day. I just wanted to remind people that, oh, there's this Ghanaian dancer there who's very talented. So if there's anything dance, please go to Ziggy. So that was a platform for me to showcase my talent and also to show people that, the crafts can really be.
George, you are mainly now into talent management. I mean, you've worked with Keche, you've worked with Nilante, who's a doctor as well. And currently your artist is Camilo. Back then, we had a lot of people who were into the artist management, production, and all that. In Kumasi, for instance, most of them have stopped. They are into mobile phones and all that now. As a young person, I mean, why would you want to invest your money in music? Why would you want to be a music entrepreneur? What got you into that, and how good has it been so far?
Very good. I think first and foremost, I said very big thanks to Sam Mallet. I remember 2009, and Zab called me and said, oh, because I was very loud online, I was writing every day on Facebook and everywhere. So Zab called me and said, okay, I should come over to the studio in Dansoman. Then he introduced Dr. Nilante to me that, okay, so this is a very fine gentleman, a medical doctor, who wants to do music. So the way I did talk plenty online, he wants to see if I could apply in real life, So yes, I kicked off with Nilante. It was amazing. It was a beautiful job. Looking at what the kind of music Nilante does, it suited some particular class of people. So, I didn't really have the know-how well, but I was able to maneuver my way out. I quite remember 2010, we won 2 awards at the Ghana Music Awards. It was beautiful, I was nervous in the night. He was also nervous, so we had to ginger ourselves before going on stage to bring the awards. It was such a beautiful thing. So after 2 years of working with Nilante, I then wanted to experience the other parts of Ghana. So then I looked up for somebody who was for the masses. And then Akonana came in. Akonana came in when we were doing some activations for Stand Chat. So I think he came to the bank and saw us there. And we had a conversation, and that was when it kicked off. So I was with Akonana for a very long time. We traveled almost everywhere in Ghana. One of our biggest songs then was the Wash and Wear. The Wash and Wear took us everywhere. So after about 3 years with Akonana, I had to, break because then there was been a transition from GhanaMusic.com to George Britton because I was building the George Britton as a brand, not a personality. So I was doing a lot more. I had to go off the management for like a year or two. Then Kecha came in. Okay, so I had a call from America. Who are these guys? You said they are Kecha, so I looked into them. But in Kecha's case, it was interesting because I remember when the Albright video was done, I was the first person that had to, and I saw the video and I had to approve. So 1 and 2. So after Jerry, I saw the video. So when the call came, I was like, okay, we're already a family. And then again, I was more or less cool with every artist because we were the online people promoting all these guys. So when I got down with Kecha, we did about 4 or 5 years, which was beautiful. We did travel the world. We came. Then I was equally, running campus events. I do events, musical concerts, and campuses. So I quite remember one of guys who had worked with me was in the class with Camilo. So in 2017, I did a concert in UPSA. So I remember I used, Camilo was then at the backstage, was pleading that, boss, you are going to get a chance to perform and all that. It didn't happen. 2018, it didn't happen. I put 2018, I used the likes of Kim Promise, Strongman and all these guys. And Camilo was still at the backstage. I don't know why it didn't happen. But I think a year later, he came again, this time to my office. And he said, we will do it. You get me? And I felt the time was right. And then, we married, and it's been beautiful. And I think with me, because I see this artist management more of a career than just something for hype, I really go deep, because as an artist, it is my duty, as an artist manager, it is my duty to, propel this artist to, bigger, how's it called? To grow his career in the industry. So my connections need to be upgraded. For him to have a very sustainable career, we need to do more, which I think, and with the little connections I've made, has helped. And then again, I keep telling my artists that we are not based on hit songs. We want to build a brand that can equally work with other brands so that we could get some, money here and there. So for me, it is work. It's just not just about me preparing the artist on stage. It is for me to prepare the artist to be part of a brand like Guinness. You understand? So it's been very profitable for me.
Very profitable, he says. We'd like to thank all of you for being here, actually, and for the attention. Very soon, we shall be asking you to join us. I said it's going to be very interactive, so you have your questions. You get to ask either to any of them. I have no part, because I don't think they get to answer all the questions that you have for them, from the fashion world, music, dance, and all that. We shall be wrapping up soon, though. Let me find out from you, Ziggy. There are too many people online dancing. I mean, TikTok is a thing. Almost everybody is singing to a song or that song or something. What makes you stand out as Incredible Ziggy? For a brand like to actually come to you, Ziggy, we want to work with you. So what makes you stand out? What makes you stand out as a dancer?
Okay, for me, I think it's been the consistency, because TikTok just came. I've been doing this for so long. There's been so many trends that has come, and me being able to adapt to all these trends. You need to have the ability to adapt to every change. So even on TikTok, I'm on there, Trailer, all the other platforms. So being consistent and being hardworking, perseverance, trying to have a solid brand out there, positioning yourself well for the market. If I didn't position myself well, I wouldn't be sitting here, for this whole Guinness campaign. So yeah, the brand makes me stand out. Yeah, so you need to put what you want people to see you as. Yeah. And that's how they're going to come to you. How you portray yourself on your platform, that's how people approach you. So I think the brand.
Interesting. I'll be finding out from you. All of you have your brands going international. And, in these times, it's quite difficult. People say it's difficult to actually get the brand well known out there, because there are a lot of international brands out there as well. Now, if I should get to you, my brand here. It's said that Ghanaians prefer to buy foreign products. They love to buy those, You being a Ghanaian, having a product being made here in Ghana, you still had others from outside come to you and get your stuff, your collection. What was the factor? What do you think actually got you out there? I'll be talking about music because often at times people in Kumasi feel you need to move to Accra before you become a success. There are stories, the narrative is changing. You are in fashion. How did yours work?
So whilst I was talking, I mentioned something about me being embodiment of arts and originality. And I would say my vast knowledge and experience regarding my growth, it is something that stays remarkable to everything that I do. I don't take anything I do for granted. Being it a shoot regarding to collection, every detail is on point. I make sure everything I put out is compared to none. Being it a show, being it in an outfit I'm making, I make sure the originality and everything that goes embodiment to what I'm bringing out should be 100%. Let me give a typical example. I'm putting up a collection of, let's say, I'm making a shirt. I won't just make a normal shirt that you see on a daily basis. Even though there are products like that are mostly for commercial purpose, because the masses want to buy the regular things. We still do things that stand out, that will probably catch attention. That is what makes what we do different from the normal. A bunch will probably make a shirt, let's say with an African print. I won't just take a print and just cut it, so no. From my background, from experience, studying textiles at the university for 4 years, knowing the facet of a whole plain design, have the full drop just impose. I study the patterns in it, the motif, before I even cut. So when a shirt is made, it's an whole artistic image that you see. It's not just a normal shirt. So there's always an identity that you see when it comes to what I do. That makes me stand out, and that brings out originality that people will see and want to associate themselves with.
Also, let me remind you that this is brought to us by Guinness in partnership with 3 Media Networks, and of course, making sure that we have all this knowledge in the space we find ourselves. Now, we believe that black is not dark. We believe that black is bright. Black is bold. Black is gold. Like you can see in my shirt, I have a bit of gold. I have my black in there. Now, we say black is everything. Our thing, your thing, my thing, mixed, exploding with power, creativity, and potential. Black is not being out of the spotlight. Black is the pure, dazzling concentration of all our spotlights being together. Black is rich. Black is unconventional. Cheers to the optimists, trailblazers, and those with the confidence to do their own thing. Pour one for your friends, and together you see black as the brightest color. Drink it in. Guinness, black shines brightest. And like we keep saying all the time, drink responsibly. And typically not for people below 18 years. Okay, so let me get to Sadiq. You have worked with musicians. The past year has seen something phenomenal from Kumasi. Often artists believe that you had to move from Kumasi, get to Accra, to become a hit, to get all the attention you need. Is that the same story now? I'm asking this question in two folds. Is that the same story now? And again, people felt that you could just put your music online and that's it. You make the money. How do you actually monetize that music? And do you need to move out of Kumasi or move out of your locality to become who you really want to be?
All right, so I'll say it again and again about the fact that one does not necessarily need to move away from a particular city to another city to make it. You just have to understand the dynamics of what you're doing, what you're involved in. There's a perfect example here. Rashad is here, GhPage. He's built a very influential online platform while sitting here in Accra. He's creating compelling content He's creating compelling content that's consumed by people in Kumasi, people in Accra, people in Tamale, and then in the diaspora. And his numbers are amazing. Same as NYDJ. NYDJ is in Kumasi and creating all that compelling content from Kumasi and all these parts that everybody's consuming. So point is that you do not need to move away. I'm sure that if both of you haven't gotten the dynamics about the fact that all you needed to do was to create compelling content and find ways and means of putting it out there, you probably may have lost it. So when you come to music, for instance, it's the same thing. You will recognize that Accra has a certain character. Accra has what you call the faster blow mechanism, where because of the existence of national media platforms, in Accra, it's almost easier or quicker. The Nigerians coming to Ghana, again, for the uptake time, I hate to cite that experience, but it's become one of the most relatable reference points that we have to use. They're coming in and out of Ghana to promote songs and put out their content and push it and get their attention, but they don't live here. This morning, I was making an example of Joe Boy, who was in Ghana when he released Alcohol. I'm sure Ziggy may have met them when he came. When he came in, he dropped Alcohol. Around the same time, there were other Ghanaian people that released songs that were also as great as Joe Boy. But he understood the assignment. He met a lot of these influencers, had meetings with Ziggy and Co. did media engagements, had meetings with test makers and all of that because he knew or he still knew exactly what they needed or the mileage that they wanted. So in a matter of days, I am not surprised that at all the various digital platforms, GhPage is top. Things that's coming from this part in terms of the IP. Again, in just a matter of days, it's got what, more than 1 million. And some of these other songs that were dropped probably from Ghana and they didn't do enough to activate it, got less. So point is that even if you're sitting in Kumasi as an artist and you do not recognize the promotional element and you do not realize that, okay, I've got to collaborate with a GhPage or NYDJ to ensure that we put out our songs out there or put out our content out there in the ways that will give us that much needed exposure, you still will not get the traction that you need. So it's not much about moving. You can stay here and be here if that's what's comfortable for you, just like the Nigerians do. But if it means that if your plan or the strategy, the promotional strategy requires that you go to Accra, Kumasi, and all of those things, Accra, Koforidua, and all of those things to do it, you've got to do it. Every now and then I see artists like Kwame Jinkiri coming to Accra to do promotions and coming to Kumasi and do promotions and go back. Because the management is understanding that we need that much needed national prominence of the songs. So you do not need to move. But whilst you're here, it's important that you understand the various different elements of the industry and the dynamics. And then to the question of digital, again, it's a fallacy to think that today, merely by just putting out the content or the creative content there, it moves. I'm sure if any of us will have a one-on-one with any of these guys that are here that have managed to create that much national and probably international resonating brands out of Kumasi, you'll understand that they do not only go out there to create content and just put it out there, they are also effectively pushing it and promoting it. So today, digitally, I'm sure a lot of you may have heard about blogs or playlist curators, editorial consultants, and all of those things. They are all people that you need to leverage. Ziggy is also beyond whatever he does. He's also an influencer. There are a lot of these people that are not in Ghana that are reaching out to him to say, okay, I'll release this song. We're trying to run a challenge. Run it on your Instagram and your TikTok for us so we can get that sweeping effect on people. And once they recognize, if you understand the dynamics, you know all the platforms that are relevant, even though no single small platform is relevant. Traditional media is very important. Traditional media still has traction in the country. And if you want to actually base it on the advertising budgets of revenue, you realize that TV is still taking a lot more from that. What does that tell you? It tells you that there are still people that are watching, and it's a key point to activate. Digital is also a very, very relevant point to activate. But how do you activate it? Are you leveraging the insight? Are you leveraging the likes of Ziggy and all these other guys that are on TikTok? I just cited GhPage, whereas some of our talents may not necessarily reach out to him. I'm sure if you ask about his example, he came in here and realized that, okay, I needed traditional media, I needed radio, I needed TV, I needed the influencers, he needed tastemakers. Platforms such as yours, GhPage and OKTYK and all of those guys are all tastemakers and influencers that can influence how people receive or create the buzz in and around the content that you create. So yes, you do not necessarily need to move, but it's equally important to understand the dynamics of the industry and know the full extent that you need to go to ensure that you can leverage all these platforms, whether it's here or any other region that there is, to get the traction that you want.
Interesting. Albright, how does that apply in your field? I mean, in fashion, you have been based in Accra, you schooled in Kumasi for.
That I try to get people who can influence what I do. There's a collection I call art shirts, the Streetly shirts, and it's a commercial baseline. I involve people like the likes of John DeMello, have the Stone Boys, just mention the James Gardner, Calibos, they have the numbers and they have the influence as well. So this commercial line, I try to get them inside. I don't even use models for that line because it's purely commercial. I go for the numbers, and the numbers are very key when it comes to commercial stuff, just like what he said. So I try to engage people like that regarding to shoots, videos, and we use that. Even though we still have the word of mouth of people who wear that people see and they like, we still employ the service of the James Garner and people that we mentioned to help push that agenda.
Also, well, so it's worth mentioning that Black Shines Brightest celebrates the creativity and ingenuity so proudly demonstrated across culture, and that's why we have fashion, we have music, we have dance, and of course, we have a creative mind here. We are wrapping up, and like if your questions are ready, we shall be coming to you. But let me get to George. A lot of people in the music industry have complained. I mean, radio is not logging, so they are not making money, royalties, and all that. It's a big challenge. What do you think could be done to actually get this out? Because you are in there, you are investing a lot of money. But if you can't make it from radio, maybe brands even use your music and tell you that, oh, we are promoting you. I mean, what do you think needs to be done? Are there structures that makes it work for us as a music industry?
Well, unfortunately for us, with regards to Gamro and its inability to pay or to log the songs, that side, I think we've been fighting for the past 10, 20 years. It looks like we still have a headway. We are still fighting. Hopefully one day it will make sense. What is probably helping some of us is the fact that we are working with international brands now. Because like you said, music is now much bigger than what we produce locally. I mean, when you produce music today, it will amaze you the number of people who will be singing elsewhere. I mean, clear example is what Kiddy did. When you look at Kiddy's Touch It, you realize the song went farther than where Kiddy's image has been. You understand? So we unfortunately cannot base our finances or financial benefits from Gambro, which is a collection society, but unless we depend on brand affiliations, we depend on our streaming, we depend on gigs. That is the only means that has, we make revenue. Unfortunately, it doesn't work this way. So some of us have plans of not relocating, but getting our work done elsewhere. So it will, we probably will have to do it elsewhere and bring it down here to Gombo. That is going to make sense. Because, like you said, we put in money, but the system does not pay us. A colleague of Camido will do music in the UK, gets copyright anytime the song is played. You understand? He gets, last time I checked, he was making £6 per minute. So imagine your song is for 3 minutes, you're making £18 per play. Imagine Ketcher was making even 1 CD per play for no dollar. You could have imagined how much money they would have made. So the system is unfortunately crippling us. It makes it difficult sometimes to defend your proposals when you sit in front of investors. But then again, there's always another way out. What we are looking at doing is trying as much as we can to build a very solid brand that we can market to other brands. Yeah. But with regards to Gambo and they're madness. I prefer to call it madness because it doesn't make sense. We've been trying to fight. We thought our correction is people were going to help us solve it. Looks like there's no head and tail. We are just doing our own thing. And anytime we think about these things, it makes us angry the more because we live in an industry where there is no head and there's no tail. We are all doing what we want. There isn't. Gambo doesn't function. Musica, it's as dead as hackers. So unfortunately, our industry is really, really sick. But some of us individuals have decided to stand and probably there's going to be a better future. But he did it himself. Sadiq is doing it himself. He is doing it himself. So individually, we might be building. So just to inspire the next generation that they will know that okay, it is possible. There's a better light in this creative world. So let's come together and forge. Other than that, for now, it is difficult.
For now, it is difficult, and of course, it looks like every facet of the creative arts industry has its own challenges, structural issues, and all that. Let me find out from you, Ziggy, and that'll be my last question to you. Would you then say that Guinness Black Shines Brightest, a platform like this, is something that is worth it? Because obviously, it's celebrating all the creatives, putting a spotlight on them. Somehow they are making some money, and of course, making sure that they get to actually connect and meet new people and get celebrated. That's the whole aim. Do you think it's worth it?
Exactly. Because Guinness having me on this campaign has been the biggest highlight of my whole career. I've been dancing for so many years,
And this has been the point for me, the turning point, and I feel so celebrated. I feel like other brands should also indulge, dancers in stuff like this, because dancers are mostly kept out. People don't really pay attention to us. And with Guinness, right now, Ghana is beginning to believe that, oh, if you want to be a dancer, you can really be a dancer. And this is a great example. And I thank Guinness so much for giving me this highlight. And yeah, this campaign aligns with my visions as well. That's why I feel so excited to be on it.
Interesting. That's a good one. So, guys, that would actually be the wrap of this whole conversation. I know it's been insightful. A lot of questions will come in, and then we get to answer them. I'm pretty sure there might be certain things that we didn't ask, which you may have them. So, if they've got any question to ask, whoever is going to, once again, let me acknowledge the presence of the media, the talent managers. We have Roland here. He is with the beer. There's Guinness, and of course our media partners who are here. I see GhPage as here as well, Dave Hammer. We have media chief from Menchia Palace here as well. It's beautiful to see people come from the palace to join us. That's beautiful. Okay, Tira, maybe I might not be able to mention all the names. We have fashionistas here as well from Joyce Abebio. I'm sure they'll have questions for our brand here. Maybe you want to connect later. So I don't know if you've got any question you want to share with us, you want to actually ask, you just raise your hand.
My name is Rashad from GhPage Media. I have two questions, one for Baba Sadiq and one for Judge Britton. The first question to Judge Britton is, does he think Nigerian artists are doing better songs, better music than Ghanaians? He being an artist manager, he's been in the game for far too long. Does he think they are doing better music compared to how their music travels all over the world and all that? And is it healthy, the competition Ghanaians seem to have created between themselves and Nigerians? There's sort of always comparison, they are always comparing. Nigerians are doing this. Is it healthy to always compare ourselves to them? Shouldn't we build something for ourselves that are always comparing? I want you to answer that. And my second question to you,
Sadiq,
and my boss, he's been compared to some of the most reputable award schemes in the world. Even in Ghana, VGMA, outside the country and all that. Does it put too much pressure on him to impress? Sometimes when there's too much pressure on you, you might make some reckless decision. Does he feel Ghanaians are pushing him to where he's not there yet? Yes.
Okay, so
Ghanaians, sorry. We are equally doing good music, but what we are lacking is with the marketing. The marketing of the music is where the problem lies, because you can take a song from Kelvin Boy and compare it to some Rema or anybody in Nigeria, and you could see that it is the same. I think what the Nigerians are doing now is that they've realized that, okay, so music, like I said earlier, is more than just a hit song, it's a career, so we need to, they actually build teams around these artists to make it possible. Yes, the financial factor will always come to play. Unfortunately here, we don't have the structures, we don't have all these things to assist us more, to be able to market our songs more. Like you rightfully said, if Camino releases a song, it is my duty to make sure that every dime is put in there. I mean, how do we, return on investment? We need to be very rugged. Now, imagine a Camino song that I spent 100,000 to the song. You get me, just in Ghana. That's media 360, digital, radio, TV, newsprint. Now, because I do not have enough funds to also travel to Nigeria. Now, people do say, oh, we don't travel. We have traveled to Nigeria before. Back 2016, I was in Nigeria with Kechere, and their structures are different from ours. Recently, Jamaica has been in town, and he has been everywhere in Ghana for free. In Nigeria, it's not for free. In Nigeria, you have to pay an agent to do all these things. Recently, we wanted to go to Kenya. We had to engage the services of an agent, which is going to cost you a lot of dollars. Now, because we are not in the best capacity to, be dishing out all these monies, yes, it's going to pay you back, but unfortunately, we don't have the means. If I had $100,000 invested in my artists, I think I can cost more. When London recently, we engaged the services of an agency, but ask yourself, do we have this means? If if I can pay £8,000 in the UK to get my artist fully represented and well, yes, I'll go and do it. But at the end of the day, I end up spending more. And if my structures were working, it will be very good for me to pay this money and get royalties, because when the songs are playing, I know I'm getting my money back. But in this case, it's not like that. So we tend to not go too far. Like the Nigerian example I cited, when I engage the services of an agency that, let's say, to do a media tour, I pay, let's say, $5,000. When I'm done and I come back, nobody talks about me there. You get me? So then again, I need to say, okay, for a period of 6 months, I need to fully engage this agency, pay. So if you have the means, you have the financial backing, we will do all these things. Unfortunately, we don't have. So with regards to the music, they're not doing better music than us. I think it's lately that I realized that mix and mastering is what is getting international, because from even with Whiskey, what we realize is that, you know, it takes his vocals sometimes in Ghana, get his mix somewhere in South Africa, mastered in America, because they realized that for you to get to the international standard, you need to also pay attention to all these things. I was in a party somewhere in London, and you know, the guy was playing all these Niger songs, and I'm going to give him an eye. Then he started playing Ghana songs. But then I realized one thing, that when he started playing Ghana songs, the quality of the song dropped. So me and a few DJs in London discussed this, and we came to Ghana, and we are still discussing. I know it is very difficult. It's not easy, because even with the mix and mastering, some of these softwares, they're expensive. You know, most of the softwares that we are using here are cracked versions. You have to buy a software for $7,000, $8,000. How many sound engineers in Ghana can afford that? So, lyrically, the content of the song, we are not liking. But the other bit, we are. But the major one is, you know, the teams and the monies involved. That is not making us go. But Guinness Day here goes about that. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to, and let's make it snappy. Sadiq, are you pressured? I mean, somebody watched 3Music Awards, a production for this year, that's 2021, and said, listen, that's BET standard. And somebody says, yo, that looks like a South Korean show, like crazy. Are you pressured? Because now people are looking forward to what's going to happen next. Are you going to break your back to do that, or what?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of pressure to maintain or go up. Reason why we've actually started working on 3Music Awards next year now. I mean, the entire creative direction team, myself, Nikose, Tometi, everybody, we've started working towards it, obviously, so that we can maintain the standard, ensure that it goes up beyond what we achieved this year. But for us, it's not our pressure points mainly stems from the dreams we have. We've got some very, very lofty dreams and ideas at 3Music that, these are the things that actually gives us anxiety. Not necessarily, what the public say or anything like that, or the comparisons. The comparisons is not what gives us pressure. It's the dreams and what we're working towards. You know, we've always at 3Music had very, very, very lofty dreams. For instance, we're working towards launching 3Music on the DSTV platform by the end of July 2022. It's a very lofty dream, because then when you go on DSTV, you're going to be on the same band with some of these international bands like TTV, MTV. The pressure to really get to that point and be able to match up is something that scares us. Beyond that, we're working towards next year's 3Music Awards, and then there's a massive festival we're working towards for December, the Wonderland Festival, which is more or less like the Tomorrowland of Ghana. Now, these are very, very huge dreams that requires a whole lot. It requires a lot of effort, it requires a lot of money, it requires a lot of time. And so these are the things that scares us. The plans that we have with 3Music as a channel, the content that we're working on, and all the things, these are the pressure points.
So it's not really about what the people are saying and what.
It's not about the comparisons, because we seem to have a very clearer goal on the kind of channel that we're looking to curate, or where we want to go in 3 years, in 4 years, in 5 years. And there are a lot of them are ideas that you always ask yourself, is the market actually even ready for it? But thankfully, also because we are looking to expand and have and go international as well with the brand, we're thinking along those things. But so it's a dream. Sometimes when the stage is here, we think about. We started working towards. I mean, next year, for instance, and we've started fleshing out the ideas of the opening performance, and we're looking at this morning. I was discussing with Gizo as well, and when we get into it, I think 2 Saturdays ago we all met and we're discussing creatively how to achieve it. It's out of this world. I mean, relatively here, and it gives us that pressure. Like, hey, this thing. If you're able to do it, don't be small. I think somebody passed a comment and said, Charlie, this thing, if we do, I want to go respect for Ghana here again. Interesting. You know, so it's ideas and the dreams that we have that gives us a lot of pressure. The comparisons, yes, it's there. It comes as and when there is, but we've got much more bigger dreams, which gives us, a lot of anxiety.
Okay, so yes, I can see a lot of hands now. Let's get into the fashion world. Yeah, so let's get into the fashion.
Is there because music goes in hand with dance, so maybe a nomination for maybe choreographer of the year or those things, for the awards? Because dancers are always left out, trust me. And most of us are the brains behind how the artists are supposed to perform, because we are choreographers.
I'm pretty sure that the fashion world will also say, listen, we clothe all of them.
Yeah, but
and so
dance, because you do music for us to dance. Yeah, we dance to your music. Yeah, so I think
something for us to consider.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure
we started the work. Fortunately, we are yet to go for the board review. The board review is happening in November in Akosombo. When we go, we'll present to the board. Our board sometimes can be very ruthless. I mean, I know.
I know. Okay, so yeah, the fashion world.
Around here, wow, we love you. Brother Sadiq, shout out. NYUC, these two professions, when you come to my area, that's Zongo, the Zongo community. Like when you say you are a fashion designer, or they see you to be like a tailor, a mere tailor, basically. And when you talk about music in the Zongo community, it's a no. So sometimes these two people, when your parents are they are giving you some sort of pressure that why do you want to become a tailor or a music, and then you'll be like, Charlie, haven't you seen a brand out there, or brother Sherif, and she'll be like, you can just even Google and show them the picture, and she'll be, hey, this is Sadiq, and she'll be like, wow, and then the brand you are talking of, and I was like, yeah, these two guys there, Charlie, don't go there. So we are proud of you. And the question to Abrante is that, Abrante, you are fortunate you are able to work with GTP, right? Because I did my national service in classroom. Yeah, I'm a teacher, and we were teaching. So after national service, I was like, no, this is not where I want to be. I want to become a fashion designer because I like clothing, I like wearing, I like changing clothes. I don't want to repeat clothes. That's one thing about me. So, I want to ask you, how can I be able to break through like you did, Actually, I'm anytime that is a question that comes to me. Hey, from classroom, you want to become someone like Abrante. Hey, it's impossible, but I keep on pushing. And after my national service, I was able to enroll myself in GhPage. That's the dress how they do professionals. Yeah, everybody, if you mention GhPage, they know we are the professional designers in town. That one there. So after
so the first thing is you want to. Yes, as Kumar said.
Yeah,
they have, yeah.
Hey, this is GhPage, Charlie, the guy is able to push harder.
Okay.
So, Charlie, so, Abrante, the question is...
Hey, GhPage, you're not done with your question?
Yeah, I'm not done.
Hey.
So, I want him to,
tell you okay, so he's going to do that. And I mean, we have limited time. He'll try and attend to it, even if he's not able to do that. I mean, when we are done with this session, he's here, so you can connect with him. I want to bring 2 more questions, and then that'll be. Somebody wants to add something.
My question is, in Ghana here, if you want to, let's say, Abrante did mention of he has given some of his shares to John Dumelo and all those.
Yeah, like celebrities.
Yes. Now, as I am here, if I want to give my things for them to wear, most of them will ask you for money. A young designer, I'm telling you. Some of you are saying, I had one, I don't want to mention name. I was giving him something to wear. And it's like, I have to pay him for I said, who are they not talk? I'm giving it to you. You still want me to pay you? Like, seriously. Some of them also, when you give it to them for them to wear, instead of them to give you a shout out, at least they will not say anything on your behalf. They just wear it. You ask them, they go for interview, you ask them, oh, from my closet. Sometimes it's serious. So, our honorable dancer. Incredible. Please, if I give you my stuff to wear, without you knowing me, are you sure you wear them and do a dance for me for free? At least I'm a beginner. It's not somebody who have gone to that point that people know. Will you do it for us?
All right, before he attends to that, talking
music and Gambro. You are peeved so much, you are too bitter, I don't know. But you guys, you done a good job. So why don't you inform the thing? The thing should happen. It should happen. No, the Gambro, they should pay them more. The music, no, you've done the whole job. And if you should say it should go like that, it shouldn't go like that. We need to keep pushing until it is fixed. You get it? But thank God, Sadiq is coming, from the other side. If they are able to come, he's going to Rexoma. And Rexoma is blaming that the network is too small. They should widen out the scope so they can collect more. And they can share to you. Then you can eat and your stomach will come more bigger.
That's quite. You started play 80%, and I was supporting you 100%. My name is Mr. Albright of X Radio. Before I come to the 80%, let me start from Sadiq. My question is, why do 3Music play more, let me say 100% foreign songs than Ghanaian? Back to George Britton. George, why are we stopping the 80% play of Ghanaian music? Are we going to sit there for our people to say we cannot do it, so we have to stop it, or we have to force it for it to be a law? Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, George, hold on to your question. Let's start with.
You are trying, you're still pushing. Let me tell you, you see the way you just said it, that, oh, you had a chance, you are GTP. It didn't just come. I had to work myself just to be a GTP. I'm telling you, you don't want to know the detail. Maybe afterwards I'll tell you what I want to just to be a GTP. I had a goal, I knew where I was going. So I worked towards that. And that perception, designer, tailor, it is how you carry yourself, how you brand yourself. The things that tailors do that people don't like. On time. How is your production like? Giving excuses. These are things that people look at and they want to associate themselves with what you are doing. How do you even carry yourself with your work ethics? It's very key. And picking on the celeb side, like you said, they want to probably pay them before they wear your outfits. At times, too, you look at what you are producing. Do with it. Maybe what you want to give the celeb is not in his line of maybe brand. So you have to study who you are even giving outfit to. And you don't just wake up and say you want to clothe a celeb. No, it doesn't start like that. Work yourself out, and trust me, even if you don't go, they will come to you. Make sure you are working yourself out in a way that you have a very strong brand that you feel like associating yourself with. Let me give you a typical example. There are some celebs when I was starting, the same way they didn't want to. But now when they call, I also don't want to go. They don't even fit in my line of branding. And these are top celebs you can think of. So it is like that. You have to know exactly how you want to position your brand and what you are doing and who you want to associate yourself with. Don't even start with celebs. Start with even friends. Do something solid. Word of mouth, it will go. One thing will lead to the other. And then, as you build a brand, trust me, you get there. So far as you have the focus, the dream is there, you know where you are going. You are making sure you are working on all the ethics and the things, the rudiments of the fashion that you are in. Things will just come in line. It will just fall in place. Don't rush. The focus is there. Have that dream that is where I want to go. Then just keep going. That is one thing I always tell people. You want to probably be like where Albright is or more. It takes years. Alright? I didn't just start as Albright. When I was at K University, I saw things people were doing. I was like, okay, because I've learned textiles, I know much about prints, inks. I realized a lot of people are doing wrong things. So I said, okay, let me change all the wrong to right. So I started a brand wrong and right. Just changing the wrong to right. That is how my brand started. Then it evolved. So it takes time. I wasn't even thinking about celebs, no. But now, you are there, they will call you. Even brands will call you. Payments from Infinix. The new, is it Infinix. They call, they want you to close the wallet for all the billboards in town. They will come to you. Because, and you tell them, okay, this is an identity I want to give this look. Now you command what you want to do. I get it. So just keep on working yourself. Focus on what you are doing. And trust me, everything will fall in place.
Okay, so put in the work and eventually you will get there. People will rather come chasing you. Ziggy, he asked, and we are wrapping up. He asked, if he wants you to wear his stuff, would you do that?
Oh yeah, why not? If it fits in line with my brand, why not? I'm ready.
If it fits, why not? George, he asked, why would you want to give up? The music,
No.
and all that.
No, we have not given up. We just realized that we keep pushing, the answers keep bouncing back to us. As in, we are waiting for the government to pass a law. We are waiting for this, a carpet levy today, this and that. Ever since I started managing artists, the money that I've received from royalties is 300 cedis for Kinshasa in 2015. So imagine, after all these years, we received 300 cedis. And for the past 2 years, we've been, we formed an alliance to force it, to introduce what the Western world is doing. We still, had to make the likes of Rex and all these people coming back in. So we are still working. Very soon, things are going to turn around and we will all enjoy. And I think what's with regards to royalties, it makes it so nice because not just the artist benefit, everyone in the ecosystem benefit. Because if I'm making more money, I'm sure when I enter commercial, every promoter, every DJ, every writer will also benefit. So it's not just the fight for the musicians or the labels. It's for all of us to get involved. Yeah.
Okay, Sadiq, they're asking, why is your channel showing almost 100% foreign content? Is that true though? Because this morning came to life.
I said that. Well, we're not showing 100% African content. What we do is that we just prioritize very good top-notch content because we're in the business of creating a feel-good channel. There's no very good Ghanaian music video that fits our channel position that has in the head of the channel. Videos from the likes of Sarkodie, Shatta, Stoneboy, Jackie, Our Talk, everybody. But once the videos are good and top-notch and fits the channel positioning, it would air. We've always made the point that a top-notch video enhances the brand equity of talents. And so at 3Music, what we have done is to say that we don't charge you to play your videos. If you have any money that you wanted to give to us for promotions, no. Put it back into your video so you can make it top-notch. Because at the end of the day, when you give me a top-notch video, it does not only make my channel look good as well, it enhances your brand equity. You could also make money from the videos that you also curate. So yes, our plan is to continue to create a feel-good channel for the audience. I make this point that in 3 months, we observe something. The total amount of time an average television viewer should spend watching a channel a day, it's an hour. The young people, millennials and Gen Z, spend 3 hours watching us a day. It tells you that we are giving them something which they desire, which they like, and all of those. And at the core of it is the business of harnessing an audience and handing them over to the brands. Other than that, we can't be in business. And it's at the heart of creating compelling content. So yes, we are still going to prioritize top-notch videos. To that extent, one of the things we've decided to do, and I was saying that this morning on radio, is that we started a bit of what we call industry development programs. This is partnering Guinness on this is one of them. Beyond that as well, we're going to pick up a number of young video directors in February, where we're going to run trainings and all of those things just to bring them up to speed with it. Because the idea is that we're not only just going to fold our arms and say, oh, just bring us top-notch videos. We actually want to get involved in ensuring that within 2 years, almost all the videos that are going to come from here will be top-notch and will compete with all the videos across the world. So I make the point that, yes, we are going to support our own, but most importantly, we are going to support quality over the quantity.
Interesting. Sadiq, let me get to George, and that will be the last. I mean, I know there are questions, but because of time, we will take their final words. Then you're able to ask the questions when we are over here. Somebody asked about the 80% Ghanaian music, which I'm pretty sure you want to address.
Yes. I'm sure with the 80% Ghana music is still running. You know, the campaign was for the media platform, the airwaves, radio, TV, you know, to jump on, which I think radio, TV is doing very well. I mean, you listen to radio, you're still getting on the 20% or even less of foreign songs. The reason we're hearing more of the, is it live? Yes. No, on TV in Ghana?
No, in fact, no. So
no, but listen with 3Music.
No, so this is an interesting. So let me say this. The African, let me say this. Ghanaian media houses today have increased their quota. But what we need to understand is that beyond what we play, there need to be an uptick in intentional promotions. So, like I said, this week since Joe Boy released a video, I hate to use that example on alcohol, for instance. He's done a lot of the promotions that he's done. He's not received more airtime than GhPage. Today, when anyone was playing GhPage, he didn't play alcohol. But he's using all these other elements to that extent where at one time when you play it seems like it's there forever because he's meeting you at every point. So I gotta say that, yes, we'll do our part, but we all need to recognize that promoting and actively activating the music to get the hits goes beyond what we do. If you release the song and goes to sleep and you give it to me, because we are in the business of curating playlists, each and every playlist will be putting in there. But after putting in there 3 months, 4 months, the guy that will go the extra mile of keenly activating it through events, TikToks, radio, getting the influencers and the tastemakers to do all those things will have that massive resonating effect. And in that instance, you can't blame anybody with regards to that. But we all need to understand one thing. And I made this point. There is a bit of so the broadcasting bill, for instance, needs to be passed. There's a call for prioritization of local content, but we all need to understand one thing. Ghanaian media houses, right, have their key and primary responsibility is meeting their revenue lines. Key is meeting their revenue. Other than that, if they don't meet their revenue lines enough to continue to stay in business, right, they may not even stay enough to give you the leverage that you want. So in meeting the revenue lines, understanding the audience and the insight is very important. I'm just giving you an example that the audience today are spending 3 hours watching us than when at ordinarily she spend an hour. So we've got brands running on it. We've got partnerships with Guinness. We've got what's it called? We've got a number of brands, Close Up and everything running on the brand. In just a matter of 3 months. That's the key driver. And so once we're doing that right, I am sorry, if you don't meet me halfway with the top-notch quality, particularly when we are not charging you to play, we can't do much about it because there's a primary profitability to it regarding this for me to stay relevant enough to continue to deliver service for you. Other than that, tomorrow, the same artists, when we drop the quality, what do they tell us about our channels? They tell us that, oh, this channel, they play very baller videos. I didn't even want to be there. We've had artists come to us and say, because of your quality, I'm giving you 20,000. I say, no, I need to see the video first. It's not much about your 20,000 cities. I need to see the video. And if the video is not good, I say, take your 20,000 cities. Go and create a top-notch video. It's hand go, hand come.
I'm pretty sure Sadiq would have a lot more to say when it has to do with this, but unfortunately, time is not on our side. Already, we didn't start early, and so I don't want to eat much more into your time. We have another activation out there, which will be going on. Yes, but there's going to be that one-on-one, so you can actually not attack as it, but you can get to any of them. You can get to any of them and actually get to answer the questions that you have for them. But remember, like I said earlier, this campaign is brought to us by Guinness. We believe that Black shines brightest, and is in partnership with 3 media networks. And you have the CEO here. It doesn't end here. From here, it's going to move to Tamale, and then it gets to Takoradi, of course. So if you are in any of those with Black is bright, we are bright. Bold, unstoppable. Black is everything. Your thing, my thing, our things mixed together. We believe that together we can actually make it work. We are wrapping up. I want to pick final words from each one of you. Not final words as if you are leaving us, but final words from you. Let's start with our brand here.
So I'll still talk with my people. What we are doing, I always tell people, fashion is not all about making clothes. It's a whole business. Let's try and embrace that. Entangle ourselves with the other facets of the arts. The music, the dance, what have you know, the arts. Just put ourselves into it and make sure when you're probably breaking things out, the brand should be top notch. When it's in that direction, trust me, on the part of creating a very good brand, and people will easily feel like coming to it than you going to them.
Nice one.
And to the general public, let's try and do more African, let's try and do more Ghanaian especially. I also, when you look at your closet and you have less made in Ghana products, you are part of killing the industry. So that's my last thing. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you. All right. So
For me, I like the passion points. I like the passion being expressed here and all of that. But it's important that we need to also learn to go beyond the passion and do business. Like they say, some people say that in Ghana, yeah, we're passionate about the music and our creative content, and we give it the products, like proper products. But we need to also begin to adapt all these proper business principles, which will help to elevate us more. Thank you.
There are excerpts of what we are doing online. Hashtag is Black Shines Brightest on Twitter. You can actually. Ziggy.
Okay, so I'll tell everybody here who's a creative that please just stay consistent, keep being hardworking, believe in your time. It doesn't matter how long you started. If it will happen, it will happen. Your mindset, everything happening here, I always say this on every interview, is created twice. First in your mind, and then secondly, reality. So whatever you think about, that's what's going to happen. So please, think positive. Thank you.
Think positive. George.
Yes, there was no musical concert or show without artists from Kumasi in the year 2020, 2021. Why? Because the people of Kumasi believe in their own. I am only telling everyone here that Kumasi has it. Let's believe in Kumasi. Let's believe in products, talents, everything in Kumasi. And another American will be born. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thanks for believing in me and choosing me to moderate this particular event as well. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out to today. It's been an awesome gathering. It's been very insightful, all the things we shared here, from the music space to the dance. And let me recognize the Allo dancers. Allo dancers, they are here, right? Yes. Please, a round of applause for the Allo dancers. I mean, if you see almost all the dance videos from this part, yes, they've been doing this for a long time. And Ziggy talked about consistency. It's something they've been doing for a long time. And I'm happy that they are here. They are even branching into music as well. I mean, because we can't do the dance without music. So they are doing that as well. And I know your song is coming out shortly, right? Yes, so awesome.
You can do dance without music.
I mean,
like adding music. You can do it. You can do it without, trying to sing too. You can do it.
Yeah, of course, but I'm saying that he's added that to it, so that becomes a double.
No, yeah. So I'm saying you can do it. You can actually do it. Don't try to follow other people. If it's your core, you can actually go for it. But if it's not your core, because people are doing it. Because Drew is like my closest. I went with him to his first audition for Hitmaker. I took him there. I told him he should go for it. Because anytime you are dancing, you'll be doing his voice. And I was like, actually, you the single. Why you the sleep on him? So I actually encouraged him and I went with him, and look at him right now. So sometimes it's with you. And if you want to do it, just go for it. But don't just follow because people are doing it. You get me? So me, I'm doing this full time. And I think if you really want to do it full time, it will work. Thank you.
Nice one. If you want to do it full time, it will work. Thank you very much for coming. We have a party out there later on tonight in no time. But let me say thank you very much to Guinness for putting together this creative masterclass. We call it the Black Shines Brightest. And it was in partnership with 3 Media Networks. Thank you for coming. We're going to have a small gathering out there. If you have any questions for any of my guests, you can actually meet them one-on-one and get that done. My name is NYDJ. Thank you for coming. Catch you some other time.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Are you losing confidence in yourself? Are you battling with weight loss? Have you tried to lose and failed on that extra weight gain? Look no further. Tried and tested Slimming Capsules is in Ghana now. Get Coda Slim fast.
It's good for your body, no side effects. Oh yeah. One in the morning, one in the evening. Oh yeah.
For inquiries, locate us on Facebook, Coda Group, Instagram, Coda_Group.